Advisory services are offered through Creative Financial Designs Incorporated, a registered investment advisor, and securities are offered through CFD. Investments Incorporated, a registered broker-dealer, member of FINRA and SIPC. 765-453-9600. Diamond Financial Group is not associated with the CFD companies.
Welcome, everybody, to Money in Motion. I'm your host, Jason Murphy, right here on News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. I'm your friend from Diamond Financial Group, and I'm excited to talk to you all today. And the bad news, it's going to be just me, but the good news is I have some really good material that I want to share with you all. And I've realized, I was just kind of reflecting on my show and how much I've talked to you guys, and I have just so most often talked about, of course, investing. I'm an investment advisor and that kind of thing, but I don't know that I've really given that much advice on making sure that you're adequately prepared to invest. And so this, it's actually been this last Wednesday, I was able to go up to Louisville, Kentucky, and got to hear live Dave Ramsey and Chris Hogan. They're doing their Smart Money Tour for 2018, and it was amazing. And I want to let you all know, I don't know if I've told many of you this before or not as well, and that is I have facilitated Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University multiple times in the past. In fact, that's kind of how I got involved with finance, going way back to around 2000. So through Financial Peace University and through becoming an investment advisor years later, well, now I am officially on Dave Ramsey's platform as a SmartVestor Pro. And so today I want to take some time to give you some advice on making sure that you're doing things in the proper order and you're kind of following the steps. And of course, Dave calls them his baby steps. And I just want to talk through those baby steps with you. And so specifically, I'm reaching out to people right now that maybe want to invest and they just feel like they don't have any money to do that. They don't have extra money at the end of the month because what's happening is your money is controlling you. There's a quote that I like and that basically says, if you fail to learn to manage money, then money will manage you. I'm messing that up a little bit, but the lack of money will manage you. So what I want to do is talk to you a little bit on how to find hope and to get on track with where you should be. So step number one, get $1,000 in the bank. You need to have an emergency fund. You need to have that set up in like a money market emergency fund type of savings account that's completely liquid but interest bearing. I can recommend a very good one for you. Come by and see me and I can help you get set up with a savings account that's going to pay you 1% or more in interest, which is a whole lot better than a lot of your other savings institutions that are typically giving either nothing or 0.05 maybe at the most. And so get radical and get $1,000. The statistics are that less than 70%, I think 72% of Americans could not put their hands on $1,000 in cash without going into their retirement savings like a 401k if they had to, if a transmission goes out on your car, if there's a major emergency. Step number two, get rid of your debt. The approximate savings per household in America today is a negative 2%. Some studies show even negative 3%, which means America is going into debt on a regular basis at regular intervals year after year, and you can change that. If you want to live differently, if you want to have savings, if you want to become a millionaire, which is really not that difficult to do, it's going to require you being different, though. It's going to require you being weird on how you pay for things. And so I encourage you to get out of debt. You can do that by using a debt snowball, and a debt snowball is simply lining up all of your debts from smallest to largest and then aggressively attack the smallest, then take that total sum and add to the next payment that you're paying off. Still pay your minimum payments on all your debts, but as you end up paying off debt after debt after debt, you can add up all those minimum payments, and it ends up becoming more and more and more that you're able to save and pay off. Proverbs 22:7 says that the borrower is slave to the lender. The Bible, I mean, you really could have a master's degree in finance if you studied Proverbs enough. There's so many good words of wisdom and financial advice in the Bible. In fact, over 2,300 Bible verses throughout the Bible that tell you how to manage your money and how to save. And so I just want to encourage you to get out of debt. I am looking, I'm actually talking to a church right now, and I don't want to mention it just yet because it's not a done deal, but it's a large church in the middle of Cookeville that is looking at having me come out and actually teach a Financial Peace University class. It would be open to the community, and of course you got to pay for your materials. It's about $100 typically to join that class, but I want to encourage you to consider finding a Financial Peace University class. If you want to send me your name and number, I will contact you as soon as that class is going to be up and going. But it's a 9-week class that goes more in depth over these baby steps that can help you accomplish amazing and wonderful things. Moving on, the steps very quickly on getting out of debt, other than creating the debt snowball, is step number 1 is quit borrowing money. You cannot dig yourself out of a hole, and so many people get into this trap of getting into debt, and then they put the debt onto their mortgage or a second mortgage, and then they end up going further into debt. And so I'm just encouraging you to quit borrowing money. Step number 2 is you must save money, and that goes to baby step number 1, which is get that $1,000 in the bank. Steps to getting out of debt, number 3, get radical. Sell something. Do a yard sale. I know all of us have stuff. We have stuff running at our ears, and the only way you're really going to attack this debt is to start selling something. You might want to even take a part-time job is step number 4. And finally, step number 5, prayer really works. You know, the Bible does tell us, and I don't have the verse in front of me, but us as fathers, as parents, we give good gifts to our children because we love them. How much better gifts will our Father in heaven give us if we just ask Him? So I encourage you to do that. I tell you what, we're going to take a break right now, hear a word from our sponsors, but I'm Jason Murphy, your local SmartVestor Pro from Diamond Financial Group, right here on Money in Motion. And you've been listening to News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. Hi, everybody. This is Jason Murphy, your host on Money in Motion, right here on News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. And I'm excited to introduce a sponsor that is an amazing friend of mine, Dr. Ken Schmidt-Matzen and Pam from Cookeville Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, located right there beside the Justice Center and beside where J.J. Jack's used to be. A lot of you are familiar with that area. And I have to tell you that I have seen Dr. Ken and Pam going back for 28 years. They are good personal friends of mine, but the services that they offer there are amazing. Dr. Ken is one of the best chiropractors that I know, and I have seen him over and over for neck pain, for back pain, for issues with my hips, where I've had car crashes and different things that have taken place in my life, and he's always been able to get me straightened out and back active the way I like to be with my boys, going climbing and hiking and running and playing. So I encourage you to stop by and see Dr. Ken. If you have any issues with your spine, with your neck, back, legs, he can check you out and get you taken care of. Now, Pam is an amazing physical therapist. I can tell you, I just had knee surgery just a month ago, and I've already completed the turkey trot this past November, which was amazing that I was able just a few weeks after knee surgery, and Pam was able to help me get rehabilitated extremely quickly to get back out there and lead the active life that I enjoy. Also, they have a new nutritional program that is amazing to help you get in the right physical shape that you need to. If you're trying to lose weight, if you're just trying to get healthier, but you're not sure what type of nutrients your body needs, they can take care of all those needs right there at Cookeville Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, located right there beside the Justice Center in Cookeville.
Congratulations, you found a home for sale that interests you on the internet.
Is it really as great as you think it is?
Is the asking price in line with the current market values?
Will owning this home allow you to continue enjoying life as you know it?
Are there more homes in the area you may like better? To unlock the mystery of home buying, you need a professional realtor. You need the Wilson team at the Realty Firm. Our experienced and highly trained team of realtors will take the guesswork out for you.
Buying a home is a process, and the Wilson team at the Realty Firm will walk with you every step of the way, making your needs our top priority.
The only house we want to help you buy is the one you can be proud of.
The one you can call home knowing you took every step to ensure it will bring joy to you and your family for years to come.
Call Darren Wilson at the Realty Firm at 931-520-7750 or find them at www.therealtyfirmagent.com. The Wilson team will put you on the path to owning the right home for you.
Just over 11 years ago, my wife and I went on our first date. We ended the evening by going to a little coffee shop here in Cookeville, just catty corner of the courthouse, named Poets. We sat down and enjoyed an amazing cup of coffee. We enjoyed the company with each other, getting to know each other. That ended up leading to us being married less than 6 months later and having been married for the last 10 years. It all started at Poets, right there, catty corner of the courthouse. For one of the best cups of coffee in Cookeville, I highly encourage you to stop by Poets on the Square or their other location on the north end of South Jefferson Avenue. Poets Coffee, a great place to take your next date or just enjoy a cup of coffee. All right, welcome back, everybody. This is Jason Murphy. I am your host right here on News Talk 1077 and 1400 The Hub, your host for Money in Motion from Diamond Financial Group, located right beside Poets on the Square, one of my sponsors of this show. So thankful to all my sponsors. I could not do it without them. And in June will be my next 3-month segment of sponsors. I do have a list of people that want to be a sponsor for Money in Motion. So if that applies to you, feel free to reach out to me, 646-4090. Again, that's 646-4090 is the number out there at Diamond Financial Group. You can just simply Google Diamond Financial Group here in Cookeville, and you should be able to find our information and reach out to me if you are interested in being a sponsor, or if you're interested in any of the information that I have shared, if you're interested in investing and how we do that. If you're already investing, if you have an investment advisor, do you feel confident enough in your current advisor to get a second opinion? I would love to share with you some of the ideas on how we manage money and navigate the ups and downs of the market. But what we've been talking about here today, baby steps from Dave Ramsey, kind of going through a very short Financial Peace University. I've already covered baby step number 1, get $1,000 in an emergency fund. Again, I recommend an interest-bearing account. Come call me if you want to know the best interest-bearing account that I know of that you can get. And they're even running a promotion right now. If I send you a referral for them, they'll give you a $25 just for opening the account. Plus, you're going to get that minimum of 1% interest from them. So that's pretty cool. Next step was baby step number 2, which is get out of debt. So pay off debt using a debt snowball. I went through the 5 steps of getting out of debt, quit borrowing money, save some money, sell something, to get a part-time job, and prayer really does work. Get radical about it. Set up a plan. I can help you with that. I can even share with you some of Dave Ramsey's apps that they have available for helping you get out of debt. Okay, so what we've done so far is helped you get out of debt with the exception of your primary mortgage, which has gotten you through baby step number 2. Baby step number 3 is actually get a fully funded emergency account, which is 3 to 6 months of your expenses. So if you and your wife both lost your jobs and you still needed to eat and live and pay your mortgage and your electric bill and your cell phones, how much money would you need to live? And you just need to determine with your spouse, is that number 3 months for you? Is it 6 months? What makes you guys feel comfortably? So if it takes $3,000 a month for you to live, we're looking at anywhere between $9 $9,000 and $18,000 that you would actually have in an interest-bearing money market savings account. Let me just go ahead and give you 3 reasons that you should save. And of course, number 1, you need to save money for an emergency fund. Emergencies are going to happen. Life is going to happen. If you don't have an emergency fund set up, that's why people fall into the trap of debt and credit cards and all these other things. Number 2 reason to save money is for purchases. It's an amazing concept that you could actually save up and buy that boat or those Christmas gifts or those birthday presents or your next car, for goodness sake. So many people are spending so much money. I think the average car payment right now, it's $504. The average car payment in America right now, the average car loan is $504 a month for a time period of 84 months. That is absolutely crazy. So I just want to encourage you, save up for large purchases and even small purchases. Step number 3 is wealth building. So that's what we're going to get into as we move forward, because that happens to be the next step, is to start investing. So baby step number 4 is invest 15% of your household income into Roth IRAs and pre-tax retirement. So you may have a 401k or a 403b at work. There's other tax-efficient savings plans that you can get involved with. I would love to talk to you more in depth about those. But for most of you, especially if you're under, say, age 50, a Roth IRA is going to be the absolute best way to save money because of the amount of growth that's going to occur in that Roth IRA. And just to make it clear, the Roth IRA is not the investment. It is the tax shelter. There are a plethora of different investment opportunities that you can invest through and put money inside of the Roth IRA or under the umbrella of the Roth IRA. A good way for me to explain to you a Roth IRA, to give you a short analogy, is to compare that to a greenhouse. So you take your seeds, which are all kinds of different seeds. You could have seeds that represent a savings account or a CD or an annuity or a mutual fund or stocks or bonds. So many different types of seeds, but when you put those seeds in under that greenhouse, it doesn't matter, how bad the tax situation gets. When your seeds are growing and flourishing and creating fruit, which those fruit create more seeds, which then they grow. That's an example of compounding interest, by the way. All of those seeds and all that growth and all that fruit and all that vegetation is going to represent your dollars growing. And as long as it's in the greenhouse, it is protected from taxes. It's protected from the weather. And so when the time comes and when you're at retirement age and you need that food or that nutrients that you need to go ahead and use that, you can pull it out of that greenhouse and it's not going to be affected by taxes if you have invested through a Roth IRA. Another part of baby step number 4 is to have a dream meeting with your spouse or your accountability partner if you're single, and actually kind of lay out what are your goals, what are your plans, what are your dreams for retirement, for later on in life. If you don't really know what you're wanting to accomplish or how much money it's going to take for you to retire the way that you want to retire and accomplish the things that you want to accomplish, you need to sit down and have that conversation. I would be glad to help you talk through that conversation. My wife and I have had that conversation. Our favorite thing to do in the world is travel, and we're trying to do that as much as we can now while we're younger, but we want to continue doing that later on in life. And our goal is to get an RV later on in life, a really nice RV, and just travel the U.S. and Canada and Mexico even, and just go and travel and see all the amazing things our amazing Heavenly Father has given us on this earth. So I want to encourage you to have that dream meeting. You need to identify the gap, and the gap applies to people now as well as in the future. The gap may be even larger in the future, but that gap is the difference between what you believe you're going to have come in through your retirement savings that you're currently doing or Social Security if you think that it's going to apply any income for your future. But what's the difference between, even in the best case scenario, Social Security, if it is paying off for you, is not designed to provide all of your income needs through retirement. It is actually designed from inception to only provide about 40%. Now, if you're lower income, it should provide a little bit higher number. If you're a higher income, it's going to provide drastically a lower number. But even still, have you identified that gap of how much money you need for income through retirement versus what you know is going to be there? And so I would love to have that conversation with you as well. And then the last thing is that numbers change when people do. You're going to have to change the way you're doing things. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, don't feel bad about that, but change. Approximately 72% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and we want to change that. So we have gone over a little bit on this segment, so we're going to take a break right now. Thank you for listening to me, Jason Murphy, your host, right here on Money in Motion. And thank you for listening to News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Protecting your home or business is important to you. That's why you might invest in an advanced security system or make sure you have the strongest locks on the market. But what are you doing about the sun? That big yellow ball of fire is shooting UV rays through your windows that can fade furniture and increase your energy costs. Fortunately, the Window Tint Company in Cookeville can provide you with a championship-level solution, offering multiple lines of window film for any need. The Window Tint Company is the Upper Cumberland's expert when it comes to protecting your home or business from blinding glare or damaging UV rays. And you'll still be able to admire those beautiful Middle Tennessee sunrises and sunsets. When you're ready to protect your home or business from the sun, give Jason and Susie with the Window Tint Company a call at 931-510-0830. That's 931-510-0830. Visit CookevilleWindowTintCompany.com to learn more or request an estimate.
Hey, this is Jason Murphy from Money in Motion. Let me talk to you a little bit about my good friend Joey Smith of Smith's Insulation. Did you know that Smith's Insulation has been around since 1977? They provide insulation for new construction and on existing homes. They are certified by the TVA as a weatherization contractor. That means that you could actually get a rebate for improving the efficiency of your home. I greatly encourage you to call Smith's Insulation for all your insulation needs, whether it be for commercial builds or new or existing residential. I have used Smith's Insulation for both and can tell you that I was extremely pleased with the service, the quality, and the energy efficiency they provided. To find out more information about Smith Insulation, go to smithinsulationtn.net. That's smithinsulationtennessee.net.
646-5519. Those numbers may not mean a whole lot to you right now, but you're going to want to write this number down. My name is Jennifer. My husband and I, we're frugal people. While we like to get a lot of value for our money, to say the least, we stretch every dollar. So last year, we decided that we wanted to refinance a mortgage on our house. We did our research, and that's when I met Barbara Steeving. Her official title is loan officer. She's not just thorough, not just thoughtful. She actually anticipated my family's needs throughout the whole process of the refinance. And trust me, folks, when I say they were tricky needs. She was just amazing. Can't say enough about it. By the time the process was over, I called her my friend. You can be friends with Barbara. All you need to do is go to Willow Avenue in Cookeville next to Jackson Plaza and go into First Volunteer Bank and tell my friend Barbara Steeving that you're there to save money, and she will do it for you. The number is 646-5519. So stop by First Volunteer Bank and see Barbara Steeving.
Member FDIC insured and equal housing lender.
Welcome back to Money in Motion. I'm your host, Jason Murphy, and you're listening to News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. We've been going through Dave Ramsey's baby steps. This last week, I got an opportunity to see Dave Ramsey and Chris Hogan live up in Louisville, Kentucky. Up in Louisville, Kentucky at Southeast Christian Church. It's an amazing facility, by the way, but we've just been going through. So baby step number 4 is where you actually start investing. Approximately 42% of Americans are not contributing to a retirement plan. And that what concerns me about that is that means 58% of Americans that are out there are going to either continue working through retirement or working until they die, or just live in poverty and maybe try to live off the government if that works out for them. It's a little bit sad, the state of our country and how seriously we take saving for our future. It's biblical, people. So I really hope that you'll consider changing the lifestyle and the way that you've been living. So Proverbs 16:9 says, "A man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps." So are you living by your heart, or are you living by where the Lord wants to take you? And so baby step number 4, to recap, is going ahead and investing 15% of your household income into Roth IRAs or pre-tax retirement. If your 15% takes you beyond what you are allowed to invest in your Roth IRAs and pre-tax retirement, you can continue to invest outside of those plans if you've already maxed those out, if your 15% takes you beyond that, or if you've just realized that you want to save more than what that will afford you. So, for example, if you're already in your 50s and you're really aggressively trying to save, of course, the numbers do change once you turn 50, both for your 401k and your Roth IRA, on how much money you're allowed to put in those. Feel free to stop by and see me if you want to go over some of that information. Baby step number 5 is to go ahead and fund college for your children. And so we're talking to, of course, I'm hoping that the younger people out there, 20, 25, 30-year-olds that are out of debt, they're fully funding their retirement plans, and they want to go ahead and start funding for their children for college. You can do that through an educational savings account, an ESA. I would really actually recommend that you do that through an UTMA. It's a Uniform Transfer to Minors Act. If you invest for your child's college through an UTMA, you're going to get some tax efficiency types of savings, but if the child, and I'm assuming that you're going to have an amazingly smart child that doesn't have to have money to go to college because they're going to get fully funded scholarships and that kind of thing, with an UTMA, you can spend that money however that you desire. It doesn't have to be spent on college. In a Covered L plan or a 529 plan, those often have to be used directly for college. And so if your child ends up not needing that, then they're kind of stuck and have to transfer that to someone else. So, of course, you can pay cash for college, and that's if you select an affordable school, if you aim for scholarships and grants, and get a job. So talking to the college students out there, there is no reason for you to graduate college and have $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in student loans plus $10,000 to $20,000 in credit card debt, which is not uncommon. Do you know that the average American household has $36,000 in credit card debt alone? That's not including mortgages, car payments, student loans, all those other issues. So I would love to help you get out of that type of situation. Baby step number 6 is to pay off your home early. It is not wise to keep your home mortgage as a tax deduction. Feel free to come in and talk to me about that, and would love to lay out the math for you on why that is not the case. And then the next question is, what could you do if you had no payments? No car payment, no mortgage payment, no second mortgage, no credit cards, no student loans. How free would you feel if you were in that situation and did not have any of those payments? You can accomplish that, and I would love to help you do that. And baby step number 7 answers that question for you, by the way. And the answer is you can build wealth and you can give with outrageous generosity. How amazing would that be if you know of an organization that needs $50,000 or whatever to do something that is amazing? You can truly change lives, and you can do that for the betterment of the kingdom of God and to the glory of Jesus Christ in so many different ways. And of course, if you're listening to this show, you know where I stand, and I believe most of you would feel the same exact way. But how much could you change this world we live in, and specifically our local community, for the kingdom of God? So your most powerful wealth building tool is your income, but it's only a powerful wealth building tool if you're not paying all of your money in interest payments and in debt. So lastly, giving is possibly the most fun you will ever have with money. And I encourage you to try to experience that. So it has been so nice talking with you guys. Feel free to reach out and find me right there beside Poets on the Square on Broad Street at Diamond Financial Group to discuss any of these matters. Would love to help you get out of debt. I would love to help you save for your future, to build wealth and give outrageously and generously so that you can further the kingdom of God. Thank you all for listening. I'm your host, Jason Murphy, right here on Money in Motion, and you've been listening to News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Advisory services are offered through Creative Financial Designs Incorporated, a registered investment advisor, and securities are offered through CFD. Investments Incorporated, a registered broker-dealer, member of FINRA and SIPC. 765-453-9600. Diamond Financial Group is not associated with the CFD companies.